Our speaker this morning, Andres Gallegos, come on up. You guys might know him as Z-CoiL footwear, but today he's here to present his new company called Compass Eyewear. Let me get your screen up here.
Morning. Well, good morning. My name is Andres Gallegos, and I'm happy to be here. I want to thank Pat Pipe and Lisa for helping coach me through this presentation. I had one business for 26 years, and I'm starting a second business, so it's actually a little scary. But by far, my greatest creation on planet Earth are these three beautiful girls you see here. They're my daughters, and they're the main reason I live in life. And so I self-identify. My pronouns are cyclist, biker, mountain biker, downhiller. That's who I am, and I've been cycling probably since I was about 3. And I want to thank my dad for giving me a bike when I was 3, really young age. And it's really where I connect with the universe. I connect with God. I just find it's my happy place. It certainly levels me out. And so it's just probably the most special place in my life for many, many years. And it's really defining, who I am. So how I define entrepreneurship life is a little bit different than most people. For me, it's really what moves you inside. I've heard a lot of people say, that you should do what you love. And I think I believe that, but I also believe sometimes things that you hate or things that you spite basically will also move you, right? So I just think really what moves you in the morning is really what's important. And then how does that translate into value or service to the world? And really taking those customers and loving those customers, how does what you provide translate into love to those customers of yours? I think that's super important. And then the last thing that's a really big component is how do you balance resources, your time and your money, and actually make that work, right? And because entrepreneurship can be very dangerous, right? And you can take your entire inheritance and spend it all and lose it all on a cause. And so there's a third component that's very, very important. That's really balancing your life, your time, and can you make any money at it? So I'll give you an example. So I own a couple of Airbnbs here in Albuquerque. They're called Casa Mijas. And I was raised in an adobe house in Santa Fe. And I worked in construction in high school and college on adobe houses. And the first time I went to college and I rented a house that was a 2x4 construction house, I slammed the door and the whole house shook. And I thought, is this house going to fall in on me? And I was always surprised, living in an adobe house is a different way to live. It's you slam the door and it's like slamming a vault door. And I just love adobe homes. I call it heavy earth construction. Anyway, I restored a couple 100-year-old adobes, and now I rent them on Airbnb, and the customers love them, especially people from out of state, right? And I have like almost pure 5 stars here. And it's really fun because they call me and they tell me, hey, this place is amazing. How did you guys do this? And I left a lot of it, adobes exposed and stuff. And it makes me feel good. It's just really kind of a really win-win proposition for me and my customers. And it's just something that I love doing. So another business you may be familiar with is called Z-CoiL Footwear. So Z-CoiL Footwear was founded by me and my father 26 years ago, 1995. But it was my dad's vision. My dad and I used to run in high school together. And he had a shoe store. I'm a 3rd-generation shoe guy. And he built the shoes specifically for himself to help him continue to run as an old guy. And he was constantly getting broken down. And so, he sold me on his vision. And I just thought this was really neat. And I was a runner at the time. And we launched the company as a running shoe brand. We thought we were going to compete against Nike, be the next running phenomenon. And we launched it. And people started wearing our shoes. And I'd call them and say, wow, can you run farther? Can you jump higher? Can you train harder? And some old lady was telling me, she said, my back doesn't hurt. She said, I can continue to work. And I said, well, can you run farther? And she goes, honey, you're not listening to me. She said, these shoes, I don't have the pain anymore. And so we quickly shifted and pivoted and realized we're really a pain relief company. We're never a running shoe company. We couldn't compete with Nike. We couldn't compete with fashion trends. And the young people, they could care less about, the performance aspects we were talking about with Z-CoiL. Oh, there we go. So this is an example of how the Z-CoiL shoes actually work. You can see when people step down on them, there's actually a big spring system in the shoe, and it really reduces the amount of impact to your body. We've done tests at Sandia Labs, Los Alamos Labs, and really they all confirm the same thing, is that amount of impact to your body is dramatically less than regular shoes. I'm wearing some of our cowboy boots today. Anyway, it just provides amazing value to consumers. And so this is how the shoe is actually constructed. You can see it has this orthotic built in, it has the spring system. All the springs are interchangeable. You can use an closed spring and open spring. You can actually rotate the springs in 90-degree increments to correct for pronation. So they're definitely super highly technical, but they really provide amazing value to consumers. And it's been fun. This was a picture of our distributors back in 2008 here in Albuquerque. In 2008, we actually had this many stores across America. All the stores in red were actually franchise locations. Do you guys remember what happened in late 2008?
Yeah.
Well, not too many stores after that. So we really built this entire network, and I thought I was, king entrepreneur, and we were going to be, $100 million brand in no time. That didn't last very long. And so we very quickly pivoted to online. And so this is our Amazon store. So we do about 20% of our business now on Amazon. And we do about 80% of our business on Z-CoiL.com. So very, very different business model. But it shows you how tumultuous business can be and how fast it can really change. So anyway, the cool thing I really appreciate about Z-CoiL is that we have these just amazing testimonials. I always say that if you go and read our 10,000 testimonials, it reads like we wrote them. But people write things like, no longer back pain at work, made a huge difference, at work with my family. People have told us that we've saved their marriage. So many people we've saved their jobs, and so many people are able to work longer into retirement, with our shoes, because they just don't have the foot, leg, and back pain as before. And so anyway, I get a lot of satisfaction out of Z-CoiL, and it's still a going concern, but it's been flat in the last several years. So my latest company is called Compass Eyewear. How many of you guys have sunglasses? How many people paid $30 or less for their sunglasses, their primary sunglasses? How many people paid between $30 and about $150? How many people have paid $150 or more? Interesting. How many of you guys use polarized lenses? How many people believe polarized lenses are definitely the way to go? How many people feel really confident they really understand sunglasses? That's interesting. So for the record, most people said they use polarized lenses. How many people have had this happen to them? Yeah, this has happened to me a whole bunch of times. I broke a bunch of ribs on this left side one time, but more often than not, I don't mind wrecking myself, but I see my friends wreck all the time. And I'm always amazed, and this has been happening for the last 15 years. We go back and dissect the trail, and I said, there's a rock that you hit right there. Why didn't you see that rock? I jumped the rock, and you hit that rock, and now you're halfway over the mountain. And they can't see properly. And as I look at their glasses, they're often too dark. They're often, look like you put them on, it's like a dog licked them or something, And these are expensive high-end glasses, these guys are actually using. Anyway, this is the primary reason I started Compass Eyewear, is because there's just so much confusion in the marketplace as to what you're actually supposed to purchase. And it all stems down to basically a couple key things. So what's the difference between these sunglasses right here that you guys can see? The color?
Yeah.
Well, the biggest difference is this, the price. $19, $24, $211, $160. You know what the difference in the manufacturing of these products are? Next to nothing. And you know why it's next to nothing? Is because this company on top called Luxottica. You know how I told you you can start a company because of spite? This is why I'm starting this company. This company's pissed me off. These guys own they own Oakley, they own Costa, they own Coach, they own Ray-Ban, they own Sunglass Hut. They have 85,000 employees. They do billions and billions of dollars in sales, and they have horrible products because they're not focused on the technology. They're focused on fashion. And when I'm biking, I give a crap about fashion. What I'm interested in seeing, right? I'm not 20 years, old anymore. When I love to bike and crash about it and tell my buddies about it and show my scar. And when I crash nowadays, it hurts. So I don't like that. So this is really interesting. Luxottica controls 75% of the sunglass market. So when you guys talked about polarized lenses, You guys, have you ever taken two polarized lenses, put one horizontally and one vertical? You know what that looks like? This right here. And the reason it looks like this is because 50% of your vision is cut out with polarized lenses. And so you think America is the only company dumb enough to use polarized lenses. You know that? The rest of the world does not use polarized lenses. And polarized lenses are fantastic if you're fishing. They are horrible basically on any kind of fast moving sports. And partly because basically they mess with your depth perception. You can't judge distance with polarized lenses as well. And the second thing is you just can't see as well because 50% of your vision is actually cut out, even though you think you can see. So they're fine for driving. They're fine when the giant semi is there, but very difficult when you're playing tennis and fast action sports. And I could always tell this when I was cycling. So I'd never used polarized lenses. I couldn't understand why people were actually using them. 9 times out of 10, when my friends were wrecking, they were using polarized lenses. So when I started this company, I was originally going to call the company Burn the Ship. And basically, what ship do you need to burn? So I've had it with sunglasses. They're overpriced, they're underperforming, and they're arrogant. Yeah. That's what was really getting my blood boiling. What I'm offering you is the world's best quality, the world's lowest price, and a match. Burn the damn ship. So this is my brand, Compass Eyewear. You can see it right down here, Compass Eyewear. I got them in my head. One time appropriate to wear sunglasses on your head is when you own a company called Compass Eyewear. So Compass Eyewear is really a new standard of visual perception. I partnered with Carl Zeiss Vision out of Germany. These are using the highest end lenses on planet Earth. Carl Zeiss Vision is second to none in the world as far as optics are concerned. I met him here in Albuquerque and I started talking to them about lenses, and everything I ever suspected about sunglasses, they confirmed, including that most companies that manufacture sunglasses are paying about $7 per pair. Those $200 glasses you guys are actually looking at. They have a very unique technology called Light Pro that I'm actually using as their highest end stuff. This is what you see with standard polarized lenses. You can see when you're biking, you can see how dark the shadows actually get. This is the technology I actually use, and it's really just crystal clear. You can really see into the shadows. It's certainly not too dark. It's really a beautiful way to look. When you're biking, a lot of times if you notice you put sunglasses on, you can't see your peripheral vision very well. A lot of times people bump into things and they don't know why. They think, well, I'm getting old. It's probably your sunglasses. The other thing that basically I'm using is something called polyamide material. Do you guys know what your water bottles are made from? What kind of material?
Plastic.
Polycarbonate. You guys know why people use polycarbonate? Because it's cheap. You know what your sunglasses are made from? Polycarbonate. You know why they use polycarbonate in your sunglasses? It's cheap. Because it's cheap. You guys know what the clarity of polycarbonate is? It sucks. On a scale of 0 to 5, 5 being amazing, it's 2. You know what polyamide is? It's nearly 5. It's the clarity of glass. This is engineered specifically for sunglasses. Also, less than 2% of the world's sunglass market are made with polyamide. It's harder, it keeps the coatings better. It's an amazing material. And it's more expensive for sure, but it's what you should be using on your face. You should not be using polycarbonate for your sunglasses. The other thing I use is an amazing product called Repel. It's an after coating product. You drip a droplet of water on these sunglasses, they just beads right off. It doesn't stick to the sunglasses. So it's just another example of something I'm using in my sunglasses. So the last thing I do is I manufacture them in Italy. And so Italy is really the premier manufacturing spot for sunglasses in the world. The frames are just amazing. The hinges are basically amazing. The bit is amazing. These are the current sunglasses that I have to offer. So this is an example of my site right here. So the other big way I'm disrupting the market is with price. So these glasses would normally probably reach for $259. I'm charging $99 for my sunglasses, for the majority of them. So to recap, Italian-made frames, Carl Zeiss Vision lenses, see every detail on the trail, on the road, have fewer accidents, have more fun. And really, we provide simply the best outdoor vision technology at the world's lowest price. So that's what Compass is all about. So how do I make money? That was one of the questions I was asked to answer. So my cost is between about $35 and $45. I charge $99. I use polyamide lenses. They're 0.47% polarized, so they're half polarization, which is really best practice in this marketplace because it really cuts the glare that you actually get with polarization, but it doesn't change your depth perception at all. I use Repel coating and this Light Pro technology. Luxottica, the main cost for them is about $15 to $25. They retail between $179 and $279. polycarbonate lens is mostly polarized, and they use a basically non-branded lens. It's a house brand. So it's not even it's, in my opinion, it's not much better than those $19 glasses I showed you.